Hello everyone, this is Al Red Sox fan coming to you from Al Red Sox fan YouTube channel. Hope all is well on this Sunday afternoon or whenever you're watching. We start our second best of 7 series using the Pine Tars Great Team set, and it's going to be the 1976 New York Yankees who won the American League Championship but were swept by the Cincinnati Reds in the World Series, taking on the 1965 Los Angeles Dodgers, led by Sandy Koufax and company. Tremendous pitching for the Dodgers. They won the World Series in 1965 over the Minnesota Twins in 7. Game 1 is in L.A. And up on the mound for the Dodgers will be the lefty Sandy Koufax. He will face off against the right-handed throwing Doyle Alexander. Alexander, surprise start, but he's a grade A pitcher all the way through the game. Thus, Billy Martin goes with Alexander in Game 1 here in L.A. Koufax at home is an A+ all the way through the game. So this could be quite a good pitching matchup. Yankees starting lineup. Oh, nuts. All right, well, we wrote it the wrong way, so let me just switch this real quick. We put the Dodgers in the... Oh, this is going to be fun. This is gonna be Dodgers. And these are the Yankees. Even though they're in the home spot, they will be the visiting team. All right, well, that's going to be interesting. Here we go. For the visiting New York Yankees, it's Mickey Rivers in center, Willie Randolph at second, Chris Chambliss at first. The cleanup hitter doing the catching, Thurman Munson the captain. Greg Nettles is at the hot corner, batting fifth. Lou Pinella's in right field, batting sixth. Batting seventh in left field is Roy White. Fred Chicken Stanley gets the start at short. He's batting eighth, and Doyle Alexander will be batting ninth. For the hometown Los Angeles Dodgers, who I by accident wrote in the visitors spot, Maury Wills leads things off. He'll be at shortstop. Ron Fairley's in right, followed by Gilliam playing third. The cleanup hitter is Johnson. He's out in left. Wes Parker bats fifth and will play first base. Jim Lefevre bats sixth. He'll be at second base. Out in center is Willie Davis, batting seventh. Doing the catching, Johnny Roseboro, and he will bat eighth. And the great one, Sandy Koufax, a left-handed thrower, will bat ninth and do the pitching. And Jerry Mathers as the Beaver. Robbie Wartburg is at the ballpark. So here we go. And I just have to remember to look at the bottom portion for the Yankees and the top portion for the Dodgers as I foobarred that. Here we go. Mickey Rivers digs in. Lefty-lefty matchup. Here's the pitch from Koufax to Mickey Rivers, and that's going to be a 15. A decent start there. A 15. A possible single, but Koufax is an A+ pitcher, and you know what that is? A swing and a miss. So Koufax starts off things in style, striking out Mick the Quick. Now I'll bring up the second baseman, Willie Randolph, right-handed batter. Koufax rocks and deals to Willie Randolph, the Yankees second baseman, and that's going to be a 90. And that's going to be a fly out to left. So Johnson makes the catch in left, 2 up, 2 down. And here comes left-handed batting Chris Chambliss for the Yankees. Roseboro sets the target, the pitch to Chambliss. 16 to Chris Chambliss. And that is a sharp single to left. So Chambliss goes the other way on the curveball. 2 outs, Chambliss at first. And here comes Thurman Munson, the captain. Chambliss not a threat to steal at this moment in time. The pitch to the Yankee captain. Koufax fires in a 98. And that's going to be a range check, 98. So we roll the 2 red die again. 37. It's going to be a play for the second baseman. Jim Lefevre, his error check is 5 and below, and he boots the ball. So Lefevre boots the ball with 2 outs, runners advance, 2 bases. So it's a 2-base error. Chambliss goes first to third, runners, so Munson will be at first because it says runners advance. So we're going to keep him at first. So that's an E4. Inning should be over. It's first and third now. A big error by Jimmy Lefevre. Here's the left-handed batting third baseman, Greg Nettles. Nettles reaches safely 0-25 against lefties. Here's a pitch from Koufax to Nettles. That's a 1. That's going to be a 71. Fly ball out to right, and that will be out number 3. Making the catch for the Dodgers is Fairley. The error does not hurt. Koufax pitches around it. We go to the bottom of the first, no score. Yankees threaten, but couldn't push a run across. So here comes Doyle Alexander out on the bump here at LA Stadium. And he'll face Wills, Fairley, and Gilliam. Here come Maury Wills. He's a speedster. Yankees want to keep him off the base paths. Munson sets the target. The pitch by Doyle Alexander. A 2, and that's going to be a 16 to Maury Wills. Wills a switch hitter against a right-handed thrower. So a 16 is a single to left field. So Maury Wills, the speed demon, is on. He singles. Wills, stolen base opportunity is an A. And that means anytime twice per series. So he's on. Munson only has a -1 arm. He is safe 0-74. Once per series, or twice per series. He's going to go. We're going to go. And, oh, Munson throws him out. Holy cow, it's a 91. Munson throws out Maury Wills. What a throw by the Yankee captain. He is out. 2-6. Applying this tag is Fred Chicken Stanley. And Munson throws out the speed demon, Maury Wills. So 1 out, no one on. Alexander, happy about that situation. Brings his full attention to Fairley at first. Here's the pitch to Ron Fairley. That's a 6, and that's going to be a 15. 15 is going to be a single to right, but pitcher modification. Alexander's an A. So a single and an A is a base on ball. So that is a walk. That is a walk. How big was Munson throwing out Wills at second now? Instead of having 2 on, no outs, it's a runner at first and 1 out for Jim Gilliam, the third baseman. He's a right-handed batter. Switch hitter, excuse me. He'll be batting lefty. And against right-handed pitching, reaches 0-35. Alexander nods his head. Munson sets the target. The pitch to Jim Gilliam, and that's a 26. A 26 to Gilliam is a walk, but first base is occupied, so it's 2 balls, no strikes. And Doyle Alexander sets and deals again. Pitch homeward bound to Gilliam. 2 balls, no strikes. 46 this time. A 46. Ground ball to first. Runner on first. And they'll get the lead runner, and that is it. They cannot turn 2. So Munson is out 6-3. Gilliam reaches on the fielder's choice. So there's 2 outs. I'm sorry, Fairley's out 6-3. There's 2 outs. Gilliam's at first, and here comes the cleanup hitter, left fielder Lou Johnson. Johnson with a .391 slugging percentage with a .259 average. Alexander rocks and deals to Lou Johnson. That's a 4, and that's a double zero, and that's a possible home run, but I think that's going to come back. The double zero goes to pitching modification. A home run and an A turns into a single. So already pitching Doyle Alexander pays off dividends. That is a single, and Gilliam is a moderate runner, but it's an even number. A zero is an even number, and he's going to go first to third. So Gilliam goes first to third on the single by Johnson. So already the pitcher modification. Billy Martin looking pretty smart there. Bobby Cantilano's at the ballpark. How you doing? Check out that wonderful YouTube channel and Facebook page. So first and third, Dodgers trying to strike gold first here in La La Land. And I'll bring up the first baseman, Wes Parker. He did some acting in the day. Dodgers on the corners. Munson wiggles the fingers, sets the target to pitch to Wes Parker. That's a 3, and that's going to be an 88. So an 88 goes to a negative defensive table check. So Parker on the 88 sends it out to left field, and that's going to be on the run. Roy White, he is neutral, so he'll make the catch, and the side is retired. The Dodgers threaten, but do not score, as Wes Parker flies to White to end the inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Scoreless here in Los Angeles. As Bobby says she's doing well, that's awesome. Robbie's saying hello. All right. So Koufax back up on the bump for the top of the second. It's Piniella, White, and Stanley. If anyone gets on, the pitcher Doyle Alexander, his grade A has already proved dividends. Here's the pitch to Sweet Lou Piniella. He reaches against lefties 0 through 33. That's a 1. It's going to be a 45. A 45. And again, Koufax has automatic strikeouts 55 through 60 and 77. So a 45 to Piniella. A ground out to first. Pitcher modification, though, on the 45. So a ground out turns into a strikeout because Koufax is an A-plus pitcher all the way through the game at home. So that's the second strikeout for Sandy Koufax. He gets Piniella on the big swing and the miss on the fastball. That'll bring up Roy White, who made the catch on Parker to end the bottom of the first. Switch hitter batting righty against the left-handed throwing Koufax. He reaches 0 through 29. Sandy picks up the sign from Roseboro. The pitch to Roy White. A 6, and that's going to be a 96. A 96. White will fly out to his counterpart in left field, Lou Johnson. So 2 up, 2 down. But this is where Koufax, well, the Dodgers actually struggled, not Koufax. He got the first 2 outs in the top of the first, and he had the single and the error. Here is Fred Chicken Stanley, the shortstop, only .238, .273 slugging. Reaches 0 through 31, though, against left-handed pitching. The high leg kick and the pitch from Koufax. That's a 2. That's a 97. And that's a line shot to Wes Parker. And the side is retired. 1, 2, 3 go the Yankees. We go to the bottom of the second, still no score. It's Lefevre, Davis, and Roseboro for the Dodgers. Let me go visitors here. And home up here. Again, I wrote them in the wrong spot for some stupid reason. So here's Jimmy Lefevre to face Doyle Alexander, whose pitching grade has saved him already in the bottom of the first. Jimmy Lefevre, right-handed batter, reaches against right-handed pitching, 0 through 33. Alexander nods his head. Munson sets the target to pitch to Jim Lefevre. 44, so that's going to be a rare play. We'll roll the red die and the white die. That's a 47. 47. Batter reaches on catcher's interference. So Jimmy Lefevre reaches on catcher interference. Munson doesn't like that call. Lefevre's at first. No outs, and here's Willie Davis. He bats lefty. Against right-handed pitching, he reaches 0 through 28. On deck is Johnny Roseboro. He's going to square to bunt. Sacrifice bunt chance 72. Sacrifice bunt opportunity is an A. And let's go to the sacrifice chart. I think he can bunt. Let's go to the sacrifice. Standard sacrifice play. Standard bunt opportunity, an A. Oh, that's stolen base opportunity. What am I? So. All right, so 0 through 74. They're going to drop down the bunt. .74 would be an error. If we roll a double and it's successful, it's an infield bunt hit, base hit. Here he goes. And it is a 17. So Lefevre will move over to second. The ball will be fielded by Chambliss. He'll throw to Randolph on the wheel play for out number 1. So Lefevre advances to second on the sac bunt, which went 3-4. So 1 out. Lefevre's at second. And here comes Johnny Roseboro. Will they walk Roseboro to set up the double play? Against Koufax. Roseboro reaches against righties 0 through 31. Koufax against any pitcher 0 through 12. They're going to walk Roseboro. So it's going to be first and second, 1 out, intentional walk for Roseboro. And now it's first and second, 1 out. And here's Sandy Koufax. And he's not a good bunter. Did I mess that up with? No, 74. I was right. Okay. 0 through 41. Koufax going to swing away here. Here's the pitch of Sandy. That's a 5, and that's a 23. And we're lucky we didn't pitch to Roseboro. Because that would have been a walk. Well, it would have been a walk anyway. So that's a 23 to Koufax, and that's a strikeout. So Sandy Koufax goes down. So there's 2 outs now. First and second. And now I'll bring up Maury Wills. He singled and was thrown out trying to steal second by Thurman Munson. Alexander takes a deep breath, arms down to his chest, the leg kick and the pitch to Maury Wills. That's a 1, and that's going to be an 81. He's going to get out of it. An 81 is a fly ball to center, and Mickey Rivers will make the catch, and the side is retired. We go to the top of the third, still scoreless here in L.A. So the Dodgers threaten, but do not push anything across. Due up for the Yankees, Doyle Alexander, Mickey Rivers, and Willie Randolph to face the great lefty Sandy Koufax here in the top of the third. Koufax deals to Alexander, trying to return the favor of striking him out. That's a 6, and that's going to be a 0-5 to Alexander, and that is a strikeout, and a strikeout stays a strikeout. Alexander can only reach on a 0 or a 1. So Alexander is a strikeout victim. That's Sandy Koufax's third K. Top of the order, Mickey Rivers. He struck out the first time against Sandy. The lefty's ready to work. He deals to Mickey Rivers. That's a 92. How do you do? Fly ball to left. Lou B. Johnson strides back a bit, makes the catch. 2 away here in the top of the third. So base is empty, 2 outs. Willie Randolph, the second baseman, who flew out to Johnson his first time up. He's 0 for 1. Koufax works quickly to Randolph. That's a 2. That's going to be a 51. A 51 ground ball. No, that's a ground ball to first. Parker has it. Tosses to Koufax. And 1, 2, 3 go the Yankees. Go to the bottom of the third. Still scoreless here in Los Angeles. Due up for the Dodgers. Game 1, best of 7. 76 Yankees versus the 65 Dodgers. It will be Fairley, Gilliam, and Johnson to face Doyle Alexander. Youngster got the start against Sandy Koufax. Here's Ron Fairley. He walked and was forced out on the fielder's choice. Digs in the left-hander's batter's box. Munson sets the target. The pitch homeward bound by Alexander. And that's going to be a 53. 53. Ground ball to second. Randolph up with it. Throws to Chambliss. 1 away here in the bottom of the third. Here comes a third baseman, Jim Gilliam. Gilliam reached on the sacrifice on the fielder's choice. Got all the way to third, but was stranded there in the bottom of the first. He awaits the Alexander offering. Pitch homeward bound. Reroll that. That's a 1. So that's going to be an 85. And that ball's lifted out to center field. Mickey Rivers pats his glove, makes the catch. 2 away. Mick the quick. 2 outs, base is empty. For the Dodger left fielder Lou Johnson, he singled his first time up. It would have been a homer, but Alexander's pitching grade made it a single. The windup and the pitch to Lou B. Johnson. Alexander fires in an 83. What will it be? We shall see. That's a fly ball out to Rivers in center. Rivers going back a bit at the track. Makes the catch. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers. So Doyle Alexander matching Sandy Koufax. Goose egg for goose egg. We go to the bottom of the fourth. No score here in L.A. Due up for the Dodgers. Due up for the Yankees. Oh, did I mess this up again? Because I wrote it in the wrong spot. All right, Fairley, bing, bing, bing. Chambliss. All right, hold on a second here, folks, because I wrote this in the wrong order, and I should have just stopped and then rewrote it, but I didn't want to. All right, so the Yankees went out in the fourth. No, I'm right. Johnson made the last out. That was the bottom of the third. Bottom of the third there. So that was the last out there. We go to the top of the fourth. Due up for the Yankees. Chambliss, Munson, Nettles. Boy, is it confusing when you write it the wrong way. So Chambliss makes the last. Johnson made the last out, flying out to Mickey Rivers. Doyle Alexander matching the goose eggs. Bottom. We go to the bottom of the fourth. We go to the top of the fourth, top of the fourth. And it'll be Chambliss Munson, and Nettles. All right. Never write the box backwards. Or the scorekeeping book. Here we go. Chambliss 1 for 1. The pitch from Koufax. And that's going to be a 29. Lefty-lefty matchup. 29 is a walk. So Chambliss works a walk. No one's at first, so it is a walk. So he's still 1 for 1 and on base both times. Now I'll bring up the Yankee captain, Thurman Munson. He reached on the error by the second baseman, Jimmy Lefevre. Dodgers hoping for 2. Koufax peeks towards first, now looks in at the plate. Roseboro sets the target. The pitch to Munson. 76 to Thurman Munson against a left-handed pitcher. 76 will be a fly ball center field. First time we call Willie Davis's number. And he makes the catch, retreating back to first is Chambliss. And I'll bring up the Yankee third baseman Greg Nettles, who flew out to right. The leg kick and the pitch from Koufax. That's a leaner. We re-roll that. It's still even. So that's going to be a 57. That's a strikeout as it falls between the 55 and 60. So Koufax picks up another K. 2 outs. Sandy's now struck out 4. And here comes Sweet Lou Piniella. Jake Cruz is at the ballpark. Hope all is well. Piniella was a strikeout victim his first time up against Sandy K. The high leg kick and the pitch to Piniella. Koufax fires in a 56. And you know what that is? Strike 3. You are out. The side is retired. Koufax, after a walk, gets the Yankees 1-2-3. Striking out Nettles and Piniella to end the inning. Koufax now has 5 Ks. We go to the bottom of the 4th. Still scoreless here in Los Angeles. Due up for the Dodgers, Parker, Lefevre, and Davis. To face Doyle Alexander, who's been matching Sandy Koufax, goose egg for goose egg. Koufax good for 8 innings. Alexander good for 7. At this rate, they might pitch complete games. So here's Wes Parker. Parker flew out to left field. Alexander's ready. He rocks and deals to Wes Parker, the Dodger first baseman. And that is a 10 for Wes Parker. A 10 is a single, but Alexander has an A grade all the way through the game, so a single, I believe this turns into a walk. A single turns into a walk. So ball 4. Parker's on first. The Dodgers have had opportunities. They haven't cashed in. So Wes Parker's at first. He's not going to steal. -64 -1. His stolen base opportunity is a B. Anytime once per series. Stolen base opportunity. Anytime once per series. And the way we're doing that, if they're thrown out, they still get an opportunity. That's the way I'm playing. Munson only has a -1 arm. He did throw out Murray Wills, though. -1, stolen base chance 64, be a 63. He's going to go. Here's the throw down, and he just gets in there. It's a 60. So Wes Parker steals second. He's done. He cannot steal again now in the series. Hopefully I remember that. So a stolen base for Wes Parker. Dodgers have to try to manufacture runs. He's at second base. No outs for Jimmy Lefevre. Lefevre's going to bunt him over. Here's the pitch. Lefevre squares. And that's a 61. It will be a successful bunt. And that'll send Parker over to third. Lefevre will be out on the sacrifice. And that is an odd roll. So again, Chambliss fields it and throws to Willie Randolph on the wheel play. Second time the Dodgers have sacrificed. Once again, 3-4. And Parker's at third base now with one out. And here's Willie Davis. On deck, Johnny Roseboro, then Sandy Koufax. Davis, he had his sacrifice bunt. Davis a chance to give the Dodgers a 1-0 lead. Alexander bearing down. The pitch to Willie Davis. They'll play for the out. That's a 1. It's a 62. 62 to Willie Davis. Does he get it up in the air? No. Ground ball to short. 62. Runners on base. Ground ball to short. Parker would be going. And that's a 62. Ground ball with runner on first. No. Ground ball with no runner on first. No. Ground ball, bases loaded. No. Well, let's play it with ground ball, runner at first. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. I'm sure I'm missing something here, but I'm looking at the tables. So that's a ground ball short. We already said they're playing for the out. Parker's going to score. So it's going to be 6-3. And we're going to look that up later. And if Kurt Bergman's watching, I'll actually send him an email. I don't see when we played back for the out. I stated that. So we're just going to say 6-3. And Davis picks up a ribby, 1-0 Dodgers. And let's just go to bases loaded, force at home. Runner on third, but the bases aren't loaded. So we rolled, I'm just curious, a 62. A 2 to short, 0-3. Oh, here it is. Yeah, see. The defense has a choice to get the single out at home in place of the ground ball double play. But there is no double play opportunity here. So we're going to let the run score. And I'm sure I'm missing something. But we have a ground ball table with bases loaded. We have a ground ball table. No runner on first. Okay, let's do that. That's that. Okay, I just looked at this and it makes sense now. So ground ball to short. Lead runner out. 1-5. Runner holds. 1-5. Runner holds. 6-9. Runner advances. Well, by that, no runner on first. He's not. He's on third. No run scores then. All right, that's my faux pas. No run scores. That's why we talk it out. Still 0-0, but now 2 outs, so he does not score. He's still at third. And we're just going to have to circle that. Let's slide that over here. He's at third. Do that. Oh, I think I have whiteout somewhere. Hold on a second, because I'm working from home 3 days this week. And there's the whiteout. Excellent. Let's fix this. Alrighty. So that's not a run scored. And we do some housekeeping here. Let's fix that. Beautiful. And so he stays at third. And there's no RBI for Davis. I feel like Chris from Delaware using Captain Whiteout. That's just 6-3. So Davis hits a hard shot to short. Parker not going on contact, luckily, as he probably would have been thrown out. And Chicken Fred Stanley throws to Chambliss. So 2 outs. Now that all the accounting's done, still no score. Davis is out. Again, the ground out table, no runner at first. We had a runner at third, so we'll use that one. And it's up to Johnny Roseboro, and they're going to intentionally walk Roseboro again to pitch to Sandy Koufax. Second time he's been intentionally walked to get to Koufax. And Billy Martin hoping and praying that they take Koufax out of the game. Well, that's not going to happen. Let's see if Sandy can help his own cause. First and third, 2 outs, no score. Bottom of the fourth, here's the pitch from Alexander to his counterpart, Sandy Koufax. That's a 1, and Sandy Koufax with a 0-3, and it's a single! Sandy Koufax choking up on the bat. Singles up the middle, past the dive of Willie Randolph. Parker scores for real this time. It is a odd number. Roseboro is a slow runner, so he just goes station to station. And Sandy Koufax has just knocked in the first run of the game. And Martin is incensed in that Yankee dugout. First and second, 2 outs, 1-0 Dodgers for real. Top of the order, Maury Wills. So Parker scores. Roseboro at second. Koufax at first. Here's the pitch of the speedster, Maury Wills. Wills, 1 for 2, was caught stealing, then flew out to center. Here's the pitch. Alexander tosses in a 72. How do you do? And that's going to end the inning. On the fly out to right, Piniella makes the catch. But the Dodgers, on a 2-out single by Sandy Koufax after Roseboro was intentionally walked, take a 1-0 lead in the bottom of the fourth. We go to the top of the fifth. Sandy K doing it with the bat. Due up for the Yankees. To face Koufax, Roy White, Fred Chicken Stanley, and Doyle Alexander. I don't think they're going to pinch hit for Alexander. Here's the pitch to Roy White. He's 0 for 1. Koufax fires in. Oh boy, that's a 0-2. A 0-2 is a double. No pitcher modification on that, as that's not a derivative of 5. So a leadoff double for Roy White, and here come the Yankees of 1976, the bicentennial year. A leadoff double for White. Let's see if the Yankees play small ball, and then they probably will go to the pen. Here comes Fred Stanley. Stanley lined out to Parker at first. Stanley sacrifice hit chance is a 77. He's going to put down the bunt. He is going to put down the bunt. He squares the pitch from Koufax. And that's a 0-6. So it's going to be a good bunt. That'll advance White to third. And that is an even roll on the sacrifice. Sacrifice, even roll. Flip the chart. Koufax fields it, throws to Lefevre on the wheel play. He goes to get the out, so he thought about going to third. That's going to go 1-4. Again, Lefevre covering first on the wheel play. So that's a sack. Bunt for Stanley. He's clapping his hands. That makes Billy Martin a happy camper in that dugout. And now Doyle Alexander, who's basically an automatic out. They trail 1-0. Do they go to Otto Velez here. And then you'd have to go to the pen. Probably go to Grant Jackson. Do they go to Otto Velez? And then it turns into a bullpen game. Alexander pitching very well. But they're going to go to Otto Velez, as they have not been able to push anything across. So 1 out, runner at third. Doyle Alexander's day is done. He's in line for a tough luck loss. Alexander, 4 innings, 1 run, and he struck out 1. So Doyle Alexander's day is done. Billy Martin rolling the dice here. Literally. He's going to go to Otto Velez to pinch hit for Doyle Alexander with White at third, 1 out. Mickey Rivers on deck. I don't think... Will they walk Velez now? He reaches 0 through 43 against lefties. So here's Otto Velez to pinch hit. Do they put the go-ahead run on first? They're not going to do it. Koufax, infield playing, obviously, however the chart tells him to play. Koufax has a word with Roseboro. Roseboro back behind the plate. Squats down, sets a target. The pitch to Otto Velez. That's a 3, and that's an 89. An 89. Does Velez get it up in the air? Yes, he does. It's going to be a fly ball, center field. So that's going to be an out. White's at third. He's going to attempt to tag up. He scores 0 through 70. He's out. 77, 88, 99. Any other rolls he holds. So that's a fly ball to center. Here's the throw from Davis. And he scores. 23. So Roy White scores. It's a 1-1 ball game. So the Yankees play some Billy ball right there. And Otto Velez does his JOB. So Velez, the pinch hitter. It's a 1-1 game. As the Yankees come right back in the top of the 5th. So there's 2 outs now. Velez is out of the game. We'll have to get a pitcher in a moment. Top of the order, Mickey Rivers. Rivers is 0 for 2. 1-1. The pitch from Koufax to Rivers trying to end this inning. That's a 1. That's a 23 for Mick the Quick. A 23 is a single, and that's going to be a single to center. So Rivers singles off Koufax. Yankees looking for... It would be an upset, I would think, at home against the Dodgers. So Rivers is at first. He's a base-stealing threat. Stolen base opportunity is an A. Anytime, twice per series. Roseboro has a -8 arm. 85. So that's going to be a... do we want to go? I don't know about that, though. 77. Randolph. We're going to go. He's going to go. There goes Mickey Rivers, 77, 33. And I don't know if that means anything on a stolen base, but we're just going to say safe. As it's under the number, we're not going to check if that's any type. It's a double. Now let's just take a look for ha-ha's sake. Stolen base. Double, steal a second and home. No. Straight steal of home. No. I'm not looking at that. Stolen base. That's a straight steal of home. I don't think the doubles mean anything. Because doubles do mean things in this game. Just taking one quick look. We have a straight steal of home. Double steal. Strikeout. Alternative dice randomizer. No, I don't care about that. On steals, I just use the red and white. Hit and run. Base stealing. Okay. Player rated E. AA grade. I'm not doing anything with the point system either because I'm not quite sure how that works. As that just looks like a stolen base, I don't think the doubles mean anything. If they do, oh well. So Mickey Rivers steals second. He's got a stolen base for Mick the Quick. 2 outs. He's in scoring position now for Willie Randolph. White scored. Yankees trying to take the lead here. Willie Randolph. 0 for 1. The pitch from Koufax to Randolph. And that's going to be a 54. And that's going to close the door on the inning. A 54 to a lefty from a left-handed pitcher is a ground ball to short. Maury Wills has it. Throws to Wes Parker. And the side is retired. But the Yankees tie it up with 1. On a double, a sac bunt, and a sacrifice fly by Otto Velez, the pinch hitter. We go to the bottom of the 5th, 1-1 ball game here in LA. And we need a new pitcher, so Rivers. As Doyle Alexander's off the hook, gave him 4 good innings. And now we'll go to Grant Jackson. Yankees would dearly love to take game 1. Even if they have to use their bullpen. We're going to Grant Jackson here. Who's coming up for the Dodgers, though? Gilliam, Johnson, and Parker. Ron Guidry's a C pitcher on the road. Strikeouts 55 through 60, 77. 2 innings out of the pen. But Grant Jackson's an A+ away and at home. So Grant Jackson is going to come in and pitch. He's a lefty. Yeah, Grant Jackson. That's who we're going with. So here comes Grant Jackson. For the bottom of the 5th, the Dodgers will send up Fairley, Gilliam, and Lou Johnson. So Grant Jackson in the game. A+ pitcher for 2 innings. And then he has to come out. Ron Fairley for the Dodgers is 0 for 1. He's walked and grounded to second. Jackson, a left-hander. It's a lefty-lefty matchup. Jackson rocks and deals to Fairley. 5, so that's going to be a 51. A 51 is a ground ball to first. Chambliss will take it to the bag unassisted. So 1 out. Fairley's retired. That'll bring up the third baseman Jim Gilliam for the Dodgers. Reached on a fielder's choice and flew out to Rivers in center. He's 0 for 2. Gilliam, switch hitter, will now bat righty. Off the left-handed throwing Jackson. Here's the pitch to Jim Gilliam. That's a 1. And that's going to be an 87. And 87 will be out number 2 as Gilliam lifts this ball out to Mickey Rivers in center. He squeezes the glove, so 2 up, 2 down. 1-1 ball game. Bottom of the 5th. And here's Lou B. Johnson. Remember, Johnson had a home run taken away, turned into a single because of Doyle Alexander's pitching grade. Jackson picks up the sign for Munson. Here's the pitch to Johnson, Lou B. Johnson. And that's going to be a 29. A 29 against a lefty. A fielding play. So let's first find out. We'll roll all 3 dice this time. The blue die will indicate error. The red and white, where it is. That's a 4. So that's going to be a 67. And this ball is going to be hit to the shortstop, Fred Chicken Stanley. And actually he has very bad range, but he's only an E2, and that's a 4. So Stanley makes the diving stop, pops up, throws to Chambliss, and the side is retired. A great play by the Chicken Man at short. Jackson does his JOB. That's 1 inning for Grant Jackson. He's good for 1 more. And then you can't use him in game 2. We go to the top of the 6th. The Yankees will send up Chambliss, Munson, and Nettles to face Sandy Koufax. The Yankee dugout a buzz, none happier than Billy Martin, who adores Fred Stanley, the Chicken Man. I believe Stanley used to follow Martin around from team to team. Robbie Wartburg, playing a game, says Reggie Jackson hits a grand slam to win the game in the bottom of the 12th. As we go to the top of the 6th, knotted at 1 here in L.A., here comes Chris Chambliss to face Sandy Koufax. Lefty-lefty matchup. The pitch from Koufax to Chambliss. That's a 3, and that's going to be an 88, so we go to a possible negative defense table, fielding a thing. So an 88, Chambliss hits the ball to center field, and that's going to be hit to Willie Davis. Davis, a neutral fielder on the run in the gap, reaches up and he makes the catch. Had he been a negative fielder, it would have been a hit. But instead, he makes the catch for the first out in the top of the 6th. Chambliss now 1 for 2. So Chambliss is retired. Here comes the Yankee captain, Thurman Munson. Munson reached on an error and flown out to center. Roseboro wiggles the fingers. A quick nod of the head by Koufax. The pitch to Munson. 6. That's a 0-1. And Munson has just gone yard. Munson has just jacked a homer down the right field line. And it's 2-1 Yankees. Bippity boppity boom to the moon, Alice. Boom goes the ball. And the Yankee captain, Thurman Munson, will touch them all. The 6 will indicate the blue die. That is a 0-1. Munson against lefty. 0-3 is a homer. 0-1 does not go to a pitcher modification. And the Yankees take a surprising 2-1 lead. To the disappointment of the Dodgers fans here at the stadium. Home run, Thurman Munson, 2-1 Yankees. Piniella greets him in the dugout. A big hug from Billy Martin. Munson, one of Martin's favorites. It's now 2-1 Yankees with 1 out. Top of the 6th, and here comes Greg Nettles. Can they go back-to-back jacks? Koufax rocks and fires to Nettles. Nettles is 0 for 2. He's flown out and struck out, and that's a 3, and that's going to be a 34. A 34, swing and a miss. He chased high and away. So Sandy picks up another K. And that's 6 Ks for Koufax, but he's down 2-1. There's 2 outs now. Top of the 6th. Base is empty. And here's Lou Piniella. Piniella digs in that right-hander's batter's box. Piniella struck out twice. Roseboro wiggles the fingers. A quick nod of the head from Koufax. The leg kick and the pitch to Piniella. That's a 5. That's going to be a 92. The inning will be over. As that's a fly ball to left. Lou B. Johnson makes the catch. But the Yankees take the lead on the Munson homer to right. We go to the bottom of the 6th. Yankees put up another digit. It's 2-1 New York from 1976. Grant Jackson, in his second inning of work, this will be his last inning of work, as it's now become a bullpen game. Boy, the Yankees would love to beat Sandy Koufax. This would be an upset, in my opinion. Though the Dodgers don't really have a good offensive team. Due up to face Grant Jackson, the left-handed throwers, Parker, Lefevre, and Willie Davis. Wes Parker, switch hitter. He'll bat righty against the left-handed throwing Grant Jackson. Parker is 0 for 1. He walked, stole a base, and scored on the Sandy Koufax single with 2 outs. Jackson deals to Wes Parker. That's a 6, so it's going to be an 18. An 18 for Parker is a walk, and first base is not occupied, so that's the second time Parker will walk, tying run at first. Let me take a sip of coffee. If you're just joining us, I by accident wrote the Dodgers lineup in the visitors spot and the Yankees lineup in the home spot. Thank you, dyslexia. So, we had a little bit of fun early on midway through the game when I got confused. All right, here we go. So Parker's at first, no outs. Will they play small? We're probably going to play small ball again. Here's Jimmy Lefevre, and he's going to drop the bunt down once again. Successful 0 through 89. Here's the pitch. He squares the bunt. Ooh, 59. So the bunt will be successful. It is an odd roll. That'll be fielded by the first baseman, Chambliss, and he'll throw to Randolph. So another sac bunt by the Dodgers. Second time Lefevre's done it. And once again, goes 3-4. Tying run goes to second, and Wes Parker. That's the way the Dodgers have to play. I don't know if there's a rule on how many times you can sacrifice bunt, but there shouldn't be because teams played that way, some of these teams, and you can't say don't do it. Steals I get, I guess. You don't want to skew things if you're playing a season, but so I'll do that. Here's Willie Davis. Davis has a sac bunt and a ground out to short, so he's 0 for 1. On deck, Johnny Roseboro. Can Willie Davis tie things up? Grant Jackson peeks over his shoulder, looks in at the plate. He rocks and deals to Willie Davis. That's a 6. That's not going to do it. That's a 97. A 97 line shot to the leaping Chambliss at first. He fakes the throw to second. Parker dives back. There's 2 down now. Great play by Chambliss. As I'm using the wrong colored pen. Should be a red pen. That's a W. Let's just circle this so we know it's Grant Jackson. All right. That's how I tell which is a pitcher, which pitcher it is and when. So Johnny Roseboro comes up. Do they walk Roseboro and possibly get a pinch hitter for Koufax, but they'll probably be happy to get Koufax out of the game. Though the Dodgers have a pretty good pitching staff. And this would be the 3rd time they walk Johnny Roseboro. He reaches actually only 0 through 19 against lefties. Will the Dodgers actually pinch hit for Roseboro? Then you know if we bring in, we have a decent pinch hitter on the bench. I don't know how many at-bats he got in 65, but we have a 3rd-string catcher, Hector Valley, who batted .308 batting average and .308 slugging percentage against lefties. He reaches 0 through 39. 0 through 19 is a single, which could possibly knock in a run. With that, they would probably walk him. And then there'd be 2 outs. So there's 2 outs. Then we'd have to go. He's a horrible defensive catcher. He's got a +16 arm. Then you go with Jeff Torberg, who's only a +6. 2-1. I don't think they would. I think they would walk. They would walk Hector Valley. They'd put the go-ahead run on probably. And then we'd probably Did you take Sandy Koufax out of the game? I doubt they do that. Oh, the wheels are churning. Roseburyl's going to hit. Roseburyl's going to hit. They're going to keep Johnny Roseburyl in the game. That -8 arm. 2-1 tying run at second, 2 outs. Roseburyl needs a 0 through 18 against Grant Jackson. Koufax on deck. The pitch from Jackson to Roseburyl. And he's gonna... Holy cow! That's a 14! And it's a single! Johnny Roseburyl singles on the 14, choking up on that bat. He shoots one, so on a 14, that is a single to right. It is a single to right. So Johnny Roseburyl singles, finally happy to swing the stick after 2 intentional walks. Parker is a moderate runner, 14 even. He advances 2 bases, but we're going to throw for home. The right fielder is Piniella. He has an average arm. So 0 through 10, he throws out Parker at the plate. Here's a throw by Piniella. The play at the plate, and he throws him out! No. Dyslexia. That's a 60. That's a 60. Not a 0-6. Red die first. So Parker scores. I saw the 0-6. I was like, holy cow. But it's a 60. So Roseburyl knocks in the tying run as Parker walked, was sacrificed over. Davis lined out to Chambliss. Chambliss made a great leaping catch. And now Johnny Roseburyl finally gets a swing the stick after 2 intentional walks, and we're knotted at 2. Knotted at 2. Roseburyl with an RBI. So after the Munson homer in the top of the 6th that gave the Yankees a 1-0 lead, Roseburyl with 2 outs singles to right. Parker scores. Roseburyl's at first. And here comes Sandy Koufax. Larry Harris at the ballpark. Hope all is well. Jackson deals to Koufax. That's a 4. Even number. That's a 30. And that's a strikeout. But the Dodgers tie it up. If you're just joining us, Koufax 1 for 3. He knocked in a run with a single. So the 8-9 hitters have knocked in both runners for the Dodgers. Dodgers playing small ball, the 65 Dodgers. And it's 1-1. Grant Jackson's day is done. As we go to the top of the 7th. Due up for the Yankees, the bottom third, White, Stanley, and a pinch hitter for Grant Jackson. Jackson went 2 innings. Gave up 1 run. And he struck out 1. Alrighty. So Maury Wills will lead things off in the bottom of the 7th for the Dodgers. As I move the whole field, I feel the earth move under my feet. Let's get that back over here. What a game. 2-2. Game 1, best of 7. We're using the Pine Tar Great Teams League set. We did a Red Sox, 67 Red Sox game and 75 Reds yesterday. Game's up on the channel. I won't spoil it for you. All right. So Koufax back up on the bump. Reprieve from the governor. It's 2-2. Roy White's 1 for 2. He's flown to left, doubled, and scored. Here's the pitch from Koufax to Roy White. And that's going to be a 46. You get your kicks on Route 66 on the 46. 46. Ground ball to second. That's going to be out number 1. Lefevre goes to Parker at first. And White is retired. Now bring up the Chicken Man, Fred Stanley. pitch to Stanley. Koufax fires in a 48. A 48 ground ball to second. Rinse and repeat. Lefevre to Parker. 2 away. Both on curveballs. As White and Stanley beat the ball into the ground. And that will bring up a pinch hitter. A pinch hitter. The last pinch hitter, Otto Velez, tied up the game with a sac fly. And that was in the top of the 5th. So now we go to a pinch hitter. Grant Jackson's day is done. Fran Healy's the only catcher. The other catcher won't do that. Alomar 0 through 31. 239. Does anyone have a homer against lefties? No. Well, Gamble has to roll a 0, but that's going to go to pitcher modification. That's going to be a homer. Same thing with Alomar, not going to be a homer. Healy doesn't have any homers. Carlos May, actually lefty-lefty matchup. He gets on 0 through 27. We're going to go with the switch hitter, Sandy Alomar. He reaches 0 through 31 against lefties. So here comes Sandy Alomar to pinch hit for Grant Jackson. When we go to the American League Park, we will use a DH regardless of if the team used a DH or not. It's in the American League. And some of these teams, you got to give them the extra hitter. They just, my God, they're automatic outs down, So American League ballparks, DH. National League ballparks, pitchers hit. That's the way we're playing it, folks. And here comes another pinch hitter for the Yankees. 2 outs, no one on. And it's going to be Sandy Alomar, senior. Trying to get it to the top of the order. And Mickey Rivers. Rivers 1 for 3. We have a 2-2 ball game. Top of the 7th. So here's Sandy Alomar. Koufax is ready. Roseboro sets the target. The pitch to Sandy Alomar. That's a 3, and that's going to be a 71 that will end the inning as Alomar will fly to fairly in right, and the side is retired. We go to the bottom of the 7th, 2-2. Between the 76 Yankees and the 65 Dodgers. So Alomar's day is done. Grant Jackson's day is done. We need another pitcher. Dodgers will be sending up Wills, Fairley, and Gilliam. Wills is a switch hitter. Against lefties. We might want to use Guidry here. 0 through 33. And Fairley's a lefty. 0 through 28. And Gilliam, switch hitter against lefties, 0 through 37. Huh. Dave Little, how you doing, my friend? Check out that wonderful channel. It's a beautiful day for baseball, it is. Except I wrote the lineups in the wrong spot. Thanks to dyslexia. That was awesome. But we're coping with it. As I didn't want to rewrite them. I put the home team and the visitors lineup and obviously the other one in the other. I kind of want to use Guidry here. We got some strikeouts. He's a positive fielder, but he's a C. Sparky Lyle. You want to win this game here. Lyle's an A+ at home or on the road. It's a 7th, so he could pitch a 7th in the 8th. That's it, and then he's done. He can't come back tomorrow. But we can't worry about tomorrow, I guess. And he's a lefty. Tidrow's a righty. He's an A. I want the A+ though. So it's going to be Sparky Lyle. Here in the bottom of the 7th, he's good for 2 innings. This will be the 3rd Yankee pitcher, as Alexander went 4 innings, only gave up 1 run, but we pinched it with Otto Velez. It turned out okay, as his sac fly tied the game. And the color we're going to go with green for Sparky Lyle, the former Red Sox, one of the worst trades. They trade him for Danny freaking Cater. Here's Sparky Lyle. And he comes in the bottom of the 7th. So Lyle's in. He's a A-plus pitcher on the road or at home for 2 innings. And he's going to face the top of the order. Wills, Fairley, and Gilliam. Maury Wills is 1 for 3, was thrown out stealing by Munson, and since then flown out twice. Here's the pitch from Lyle to Maury Wills. Switch hitter now batting righty, and that is a 2, so that's going to be a 46. 46 is a swing and a miss. Lyle has automatic walks on 55 and 77. I got to remember that. But he strikes out Maury Wills. So there's 1 out, 2-2 ball game, bottom of the 7th. Wills is gone. Oh, let's get this. So Wills is gone as we continue to move the field all over the place. And I'll bring up Ron Fairley, the right fielder. He is walked, grounded to second, and grounded to first. Lyle nods his head, mustache abound. Here's the pitch to Ron Fairley. A 5, so that's going to be a 58. A 58 to Fairley, left-handed pitcher's side. Ground ball to second. Randolph tosses to Chambliss, 2 down. And Lyle 1 out away from a 1-2-3 inning, 2-2 ball game, 2 outs, bottom of the 7th, and here comes the third baseman, Jim Gilliam. Gilliam is 0 for 3, a fielder's choice and 2 flyouts to Mickey Rivers in center. Munson goes through the signs. Lyle a quick nod of the head, the leg kick, and the pitch to Gilliam. That's a 1, so that's going to be a 39. Swing and a miss, and the side is retired. Nasty slider by Sparky. 1, 2, 3 go the Dodgers. We go to the top of the 8th, knotted at 2. So Sparky Lyle does his JOB. He can pitch the 8th. Dick Tidrow's starting to warm up. Yeah. For the Yankees in their bullpen, Billy Martin does not want to lose game 1. They're in it, and they want to win it. So again, Grant Jackson will not be available in game 2, and it looked like Lyle will not be available in game 2, so Martin putting all the cards on the table here to take one of these first games in L.A. Top of the order for the Yankees, Rivers, Randolph, and Chambliss to face Sandy Koufax. Koufax good for 8 innings, and we're in the top of the 8th now. Just mark this before we forget. All right, so here comes Sandy Koufax back up on the bump. Here's Mickey Rivers, 1 for 3. The pitch to Mick the Quick. You want to keep him off the base paths. That's a 6. That's going to be a 57. A 57 is a swing and a miss as automatic strikeout, 55 through 60 and 77. So another strikeout for Sandy K. Second time he's gotten Rivers. Koufax with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 strikeouts. And here comes Willie Randolph. He's 0 for 3, a flyout and 2 groundouts. The pitch to the Yankees second baseman. Koufax tosses up an 87 curveball. And that's going to be lifted out to left. Lou B. Johnson coming in a bit. He makes the catch, 2 down. Randolph now 0 for 4. 2 outs, bases empty for Chris Chambliss. Lefty-lefty matchup. Chambliss has singled, walked, and flown to center. Munson on deck, hit a home run to give the Yankees a brief lead in the top of the 6th. Dodgers came right back to tie it in the bottom of the 6th. On the Roseboro 2-out single. Here's the pitch to Chambliss from Koufax. That's a 5, so it's going to be a 46. A 46. Swing and a miss, and the side is retired. I believe that is K number 8 for Sandy Koufax. We go to the bottom of the 8th. Due up for the Dodgers, Johnson, Parker, and Lefevre to face Sparky Lyle. So Chambliss strikes out. And here comes Lyle. And Sparky Lyle will face Johnson, Parker, and Lefevre. If anyone gets on, Willie Davis. It's a 2-2 game. Game 1, best of 7, the 76 Yankees versus the 65 Dodgers. Here's Lou B. Johnson. The pitch from Lyle to Johnson. Johnson digs in the right-hander's batter's box. That's a 6. So we go 33. A 33 is a strikeout. I don't think there's anything that goes with a 33. Let's look real quick. No, 11, 22, 66, and 88. So that's a strikeout. So Lyle picks up his 3rd K. One out. Johnson goes back to his bench, shaking his head. Here's Wes Parker. Parker is 0 for 1. He's walked twice and scored twice. He has a stolen base. Can't steal again. Let's see if he can finally swing the lumber here. Switch hitter batting righty. The pitch from Lyle, the lefty. That's a 2, and that's going to be a 12. And that's going to be a single. A single to right for Wes Parker. So Parker goes the other way. Lyle gives up his first hit and base runner. 1 out. Go-ahead run at first, and Parker, he's a moderate runner. He's already stolen a base. Stolen base opportunity B. And anytime once per series, so he's done for the series. Here's Jimmy Lefevre. Lefevre has reached base on catcher's interference and then 2 sacrifice bunts, but with 1 out, he's swinging away. Lyle rocks and deals to Jimmy Lefevre, lefty-lefty matchup. That's a 5, and that's going to be a 37-37. Swing and a miss! Chased high and tight as he looked to yank it down the right field line. So Lefevre's gone. 2 outs. Parker will be off on contact. Here's Willie Davis. Davis, a sac bunt, a ground out, and robbed of possible extra bases on a leaping catch by Chambliss at first. Lyle. Arms over his head. The windup and the pitch to Willie Davis. That's a 4. That's a 76. That's going to end the inning as Davis lifts a shallow fly ball to right. Piniella coming in. He makes the catch. Sparky Lyle goes 2 scoreless innings. We go to the top of the 9th, knotted at 2 here in L.A. All right, so Parker and Willie Davis. Sparky Lyle's day is done. He's gone his 2 innings. And he cannot pitch in Game 2, as well as Grant Jackson cannot pitch in Game 2, per the rules of Pine Tar Baseball. So Sandy Koufax has gone 8 innings, top of the 9th. Koufax, let's just look here. Starter allows 2 or less runs. He can go 1 more inning. He's only allowed 2 runs, so he can go 1 more inning. And if he gets through that, he can go to the 10th, but as soon as he gives up a runner on base, he has to come out. All right, here's Sandy Koufax. He's going to face Munson, the man who hit the go-ahead homer. It was a brief lead as the Dodgers tied it in the bottom of the 6th with a 2-out single by Johnny Roseboro. The 2 runs knocked in by Koufax and Roseboro. That's kind of funny, the 8-9 batters. So it's going to be Munson, Nettles, and Piniella. As Dave Little says, exciting conclusion coming up. Dave, you should have been here earlier. I don't know if you heard me. I, by accident, wrote the teams in the wrong spot, which confused me in the 3rd inning. I mean, I already knew that. I said, okay, I got to do this, but I didn't want to rewrite everything, so that was kind of funny. I really hate dyslexia. I'm having a bad dyslexic day today. All right, so it's Munson. Munson, 1 for 3, reached on an error by Lefevre, flew out to center, and then in the 6th inning with 1 out, gave the Yankees a 2-1 lead with a homer. Koufax looking for revenge against the Yankee captain. The pitch to Thurman Munson. That's a 3, and that's going to be a 75. And a 75 will be a fly ball deep to right, but not deep enough. Going back, making the catch is fairly 1 down. So Munson is retired. 1 out, top of the 9th, 2-2 ball game. Here's Greg Nettles. Nettles has struck out twice and flown to right. Koufax deals quickly to left-hand batting Nettles. That's a 4, and that's going to be a 55, and that is a strikeout, an automatic strikeout. He has just K'd Nettles for the 3rd time, the hat trick you don't want. So Koufax now has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts for Sandy Koufax, the king of the K's. 2 outs, bases empty for Lou Piniella. Piniella struck out twice. Last time up, he actually made contact. He flew out to fairly and right. Koufax looking for his 10th K. Roseboro wiggles the fingers, sets the target. The high leg kick and the pitch to Piniella. That's a 3, and that's going to be a 12. So Piniella with a 12 will single. He strikes the ball well. He sits back on the curveball, and he singles to right. So he goes the other way. So Piniella gets his first hit. The go-ahead run at first in Lou Piniella. He's a moderate runner. And with 2 outs, Billy Martin has the wheels a churning again. Do we have a fast runner on the bench? Elliot Maddox. God-awful fielder. Actually, his error is not bad. His range is poor. That could be dangerous putting him in the game. He has negative range. But we could put Gamble in to play defense. So do we put in Elliot Maddox? He's a fast runner. I'm going to say no. If Piniella gets the second, then we'll put in a runner. Here's Roy White. White has flown to left, doubled and scored, and grounded to second. Piniella's at first. Koufax peeks to first. Now he rocks and deals to Roy White. That's a 2. That's going to be a 30. Left-handed pitcher. All right, so it's going to be a defense check for an error. Again, I just rolled the red and white die. The blue die will indicate error, so we'll roll all 3. Let's see what's hit to. And it's not going to be an error. That's a 9. There's no one that horrendous. It's a 0-3. A 0-3 is for the catcher, Johnny Roseboro. Roseboro's error is a 2. So Roseboro picks up the number in front of the plate, throws to first, and the side is retired. And scoring at home, that goes 2-3. Again, no one's at that 9. There's never going to be an error. I have not seen anyone with that horrible error rating. So we go to the bottom of the 9th, 2-2 ball game. Yankees will have to send up a new pitcher. Lyle's day is done. He went his 2 innings. The Dodgers send up Roseboro, Koufax, and Wills, so Koufax day might be done. Koufax, 9 innings, 2 runs. Strikeouts, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 strikeouts. And Windows wants to do something stupid, so we'll not do that yet. So Stanley, if they get to the top of the 10th, Fred Stanley the chicken, I believe that's what they used to call him, one of Billy Martin's favorites, will lead things off. Bleacher Bums Gaming. He says, hey, buddy, just got done watching the Maxim LaMotta fight. Surprised it was that easy for Joey. Well, I played as Maxim. Joey Maxim, one of my favorite fighters throughout history, and I played it. I figured I just played really defensive. You can, the title bout PC game, a nice game to have that goes along with my favorite, one of my favorite games, Glory Days Boxing, Card and Dice, as well as I have Title Bout 2 on the PC. But if you're looking Card and Dice, you got to get Glory Days Boxing. We got a matchup coming for you, my friend. Ricky Hatton versus Lloyd Hunnigan. No, I didn't get the Marquez card yet. I downloaded it, but I didn't get it. I'll get it soon. That's okay. So, all right, we go. Yeah, Ricky Hatton, Lloyd Hunnigan. I think we'll be putting that up on the channel. And I'm going to get back to my heavyweight tournament. What was good practice for me was the maximum, was to get my speed up and not talk so much between rounds. Because I get excited about boxing, and I'm like talking strategy, and I got that down to under 50 minutes. And that was a 15-round fight. All right, here we go. Dodgers need to push one run across. We have to find a pitcher. The Yankees 2-2, and Dodgers send up Roseboro, Koufax, and Wills. But again, we're going all out to win this game, the Yankees. And Tidrow's going to come in. He's an A pitcher for 2 innings. I just can't go with Guidry yet. Guidry's got the strikeouts, but he's a C grade. We saw how Alexander's A-plus grade on the road took a home run away from the Dodgers, and that would have been a winning run right now. So here comes Dick Tidrow. He's good for 2 innings. And we're going to give him the color of darker, but we'll give him black. So it's Dick Tidrow. Sparky Lyle went 2 innings scoreless. Lyle was very good. He struck out 4. Lyle struck out 4. So 2-2, bottom of the 9th, and here comes Dick Tidrow. So it's Dick Tidrow. Again, on the road, he's an A-grade pitcher. At home, he's an A+. He's good for 2 innings. If you pitch 2 innings, you can't pitch the next day. So Grant Jackson and Sparky Lyle cannot pitch the next day. And he's going to face Johnny Roseboro against a righty. Tidrow's a righty, and Roseboro reaches 0 through 30. Here's the pitch to Roseboro. Roseboro, the game-tying ribby with 2 outs when he singled. And that's a 1, and that's a 0-8. So Johnny Roseboro's going to single again. He does it again. A 0-8 is a single to center. Line shot drops in front of Mickey Rivers. Winning run at first in Johnny Roseboro. And he is slow. And because there are no outs, he is coming out of the game. We must have a fast runner on the bench. As we are looking. And we do! Willie Crawford. Well, he's good for something at least. He only batted 148 with a slugging percentage of 148. God, that sucks. So Roseboro's lifted for the pinch runner. And the pinch runner is going to be the speedy Willie Crawford. He's the game-winning run at first. Hello, Ken. How you doing? Yes, this is the 16 teams great sets. They come on sheets. I cut them, though. I tried fooling around, playing a game offline, keeping them on the sheets. I don't... Unless people want to just hear, which you basically do, just hear me talk. I didn't even like... It's tough for me to play with the sheets. Even when I played offline, I cut the cards. You can keep them on the sheets. The card quality is excellent. It's like Glory Days Boxing. So Roseboro's day is done. We're going to need a catcher. And I'm just going to put that like that to remind in case they don't score the winning run. So Crawford at first. He's a fast runner. And here's Koufax. Now, Koufax is going to be lifted. Tidrow's a righty. And we're definitely going to lift Koufax. We can't use, I've been wanting to use this third-string catcher, Hector Valley. Actually, 0 through 37. So Hector Valley will come in to hit for Sandy Koufax. He batted .308 with a .308 slugging and a .400 on-base percentage. He could be an unsung hero here. So he comes in to pinch hit. Koufax's day is done. Koufax went 9 innings. If they score, he gets the win. He went 9 innings, struck out 9. Let's count again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And he gave up 2 runs, and they were both earned, it looked like. Again, I don't keep a lot of stats. I like strikeouts, though. I keep strikeout stats. All right. So the speedy Willie Crawford at the plate. And we're going to go with the pinch hitter, Hector Valley. So we got the pinch hitter, Valley. So Crawford, at first, Valley at the plate. Munson goes out to have a word with Dick Tidrow. Moment of truth. Munson back behind the plate, squats down, sets the target. The pitch to Hector Valley. Tidrow fires in a 4, and that's going to be an 87. So good job by Dick Tidrow and Thurman Munson. 87 is a ground ball to third. And a ground ball to third with runner on first. They get the lead runner, and that is it. Had there been a runner at third, we would have been playing the infield in, but had just so happened he would have scored, but he wouldn't, because you've been playing the infield in. And again, I have to ask Kurt about that also, infield in. I'm still a little confused about that. So the ground ball, Valley takes over at first, and he is slow. So he reaches on the fielder's choice, 5-4. And the speedy Crawford is out. So Valley's at first. Now the Dodgers have to think who they're going to bring in. In top of the order, Maury Wills. Tidrow rocks and fires as a switch-hitting Wills batting lefty. Wills has a single. He was thrown out at second. Since then, 0-for-3. Last time up, he struck out against Lyle. That's a 1. That is a 1, and that's going to be a 40. And that is going to be a ground ball to first, and that's going to be a double play, my friends, and that's going to end the inning. Ground ball to first, a 40, and that's a 0, so it's going to be 3-6-3, and the inning is over. Nice play by Chambliss and Fred Chicken Stanley, as that's 3. 3-6-3 double play. We go to the top of the 10th. So Dick Tidrow does his JOB. We go to the 10th. Knotted at 2. We need a new catcher. It's not going to be Hector Valley. He has a +16 arm. That is putrid. Roseburow's out of the game. So it's going to be Jeff Torborg. Yeah, as Ken Castro says, he cuts his cards too. Yeah, I couldn't play with the sheets. The sheets are wonderful. I just can't do it. And I cut so carefully. Oh, my God. If I take a little bit off, I'm like, too far. But what can you do? I try to use a paper, whatchamacallit. I'm horrible with that. I just use scissors and take my time. So Jeff Torborg will come in to catch. And we need a new pitcher. And we're going to go with their closer, Ron Peranowski. He's good for 2 innings. He's an A-plus pitcher away or at home. 2-2 ball game, top of the 10th. So Peranowski, let's do that first. So no decision for Sandy Koufax, and we'll go red with Peranowski. He went on to pitch for the Twins, I believe. So Peranowski comes in. A-plus pitcher on the road or at home. Torborg will do the catching. So Torborg is now the catcher. And he became a manager, Jeff Torborg. I remember him with the White Sox. So Torborg does the catching. He has a +6 arm, big difference from that -8. And he's slow runner. And his error is an E3, so it's an error chance 3. Oops. Which is one worse than Roseboro, who was an error chance 2. And he bats after Davis. Crawford came in to pinch run. Right. So Torborg is after Davis because he pinch ran. After Roseboro singled. Okay, so we got that all set. Yep, we're good. All right, here we go. Top of the 10th. The accounting's done. Tidrow has gone 1 inning. And he can pitch the bottom of the 10th. He's an A grade. All right, so here it is. Ron Peranowski. He's going to face Stanley, a pinch hitter. So Tidrow's done. And then the top of the order, Mickey Rivers. So Tidrow only pitches 1 inning. He'll be available tomorrow. Or game 2. Here's the pitch from Peranowski. Peranowski's a righty. Stanley reaches 0 through 31. The pitch to Fred Stanley. Keep him in the game, 0 through 31. That's a 2, and that's not going to do it. That's a 73. That's going to be an out as Stanley flies out to shallow center as Davis makes the catch. He's now 0 for 3. He does have a big sack bunt, though. And now Dick Tidrow. Tidrow, again, a 0 is a single, a 1 is a walk. And a 0 single would turn into a strikeout against an A-plus pitcher. So Tidrow's day is done. I almost don't want to take him out, but we're exhausting our bullpen here. And here comes Oscar Gamble. Or do we go Carlos May? He reaches 0 through 35. Gamble, 0 through 32, but he's got 4 home run chances. Again, if it's a 0-0, it will be taken away. And here comes Oscar Gamble. He hopes to go bippity-boppity-boom and give the Yankees a 3-2 lead here in the top of the 10th. 1 out, so Oscar Gamble, fro and all, grabs a piece of lumber. This will be the 3rd Yankee pinch hitter. So Tidrow's day is done. Here comes another pinch hitter for the Yankees, Oscar Gamble. Again, American League ballparks, regardless of if the team had a DH or not that year, will have a DH. National League ballparks pitchers hit. So it's Oscar Gamble to pinch hit for Dick Tidrow. 1 out, no one on. And let's just take a quick look. And now we're going to go with Ron Guidry. Guidry will be coming in. We're down to starting pitchers now. Oh boy. What a game 1. Because if you're just joining us, Alexander, we took him out in the 4th. He was pitching good, but how many opportunities? We had an opportunity to score a run, and we did with Otto Velez's sac fly. That tied the game, but that really is going to put a lot of duress on the Yankee bullpen for game 2. So they really got to try to win this game 1 here. All right, here's Oscar Gamble, 232, slugging percentage 426, on base percentage 317. He reaches 0 through 32 against righties. Peranowski has a word with Jeff Torborg now. Torborg back behind the plate, so it's a whole new battery for the Dodgers. Here's the pitch to Oscar Gamble. He's looking for that low roll, and son of a gun, Oscar Gamble, 4, blue tie, 0-3. Boom goes the ball, and Oscar Gamble touches them all. He crushes it to center, and just like that, the sounds of silence here in L.A., the Fro Man has gone yard. It is 3-2 Yankees as Peranowski tried to get a slider across or something. That would look like a batting practice fastball. A 4 is a 0-3, and that is a bippity-boppity boom to the moon, Alice. Boom goes the ball, and Oscar Gamble and Fro touched them all. And what a call by Billy Martin to send up the Fro, Oscar Gamble. It's now 3-2 Yankees, second home run by the Yankees today. Munson had the first. That gave the Yankees a brief lead in the top of the 6th. Dodgers would come back to tie in the bottom of the 6th. Now the Dodgers are going to have to do it again in the bottom of the 10th. Unbelievable. Tremendous joy in that Yankee dugout. Billy Martin is the happiest man on earth. A home run for the pinch hitter, Oscar Gamble. As Paranowski hangs his head, Dave Little says he got all that one. He sure did. Look at that. 4-0-3. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Had it been odd, it would have been an out. So Gamble does it. And let's just keep his card here. And now we're going to rethink this. Shoot, but I think all we have is Guidry left. Our starters don't pitch any relief. They can't pitch relief. I really want this game. Obviously, I'm not going for either team, but it's a fun game. You got to try to win it. It's going to be Guidry. Guidry's going to go for the save. He's a C grade away, so it comes down to the Gator, Ron Guidry. Unbelievable. 1 out, 3-2. You can hear crickets chirping here at Dodger Stadium. And now the top of the order, Mickey Rivers. Rivers 1 for 4. He struck out twice against Koufax, flew out to left and singled. He did steal a base. Paranowski rocks and deals to the left-handed batting Mickey Rivers. That's a 1, so that's going to be a 63. 63 will be an out. Ground ball to short. Wills throws to Parker, and there are 2 down. As I lost the pen. There we go. So 2 outs, and here comes Willie Randolph. He's extremely happy to see Koufax go. He was 0 for 4. Paranowski picks up the sign from Torborg. The pitch to Willie Randolph. 3-2 Yankees. 2 outs, top of the 10th. That's a 3. That's going to be a 16. Against a right-handed pitcher, 16 is a single to left. So Randolph gets his first hit. Yankees trying to add a crucial insurance run. He's an A stolen base opportunity anytime, twice per series. Well, he's going. 89. Torborg is a +6. So that's 95. He goes, and that's a 55. Again, I don't know if doubles mean anything. I looked it up real quick. I'm not going to do that again. He steals second. So a stolen base, he can do it one more time in the series, per the rules of Pine Tar Baseball. So that's a stolen base. He's in scoring position for Chambliss now. Chris Chambliss is 1 for 3. He's singled, walked, flown out to center, struck out his last time against Koufax. Randolph takes his lead from second. Paranowski peeks over his shoulder now, looks in, picks up the sign. The windup and the pitch to Chris Chambliss. Can the Yankees get a big insurance run? That's a 5. It's going to be a 39. Right-handed pitcher, 39. Swing and a miss, and the side is retired, but damage is done. The pinch hit home run by Oscar Gamble. The Froze strikes back. And the Yankees go up 3-2. They're 3 outs away from taking Game 1 in L.A. With that being said, now I want to make a defensive change for the Yankees. I want to make a defensive change for the Yankees. I just want to look at the error rating on Fred Chicken Stanley. He's an E error chance 2, which is very good. But he has a negative fielding range, which could cost us a hit. Now, I put Mason. Jim Mason is a positive defensive range, and he's an E5. Do I go with the positive defensive range? and go with the E5. Stanley most likely is not going to make an error at short. And that's what we've had. We've had error checks. And E5, that's, 50-50. That you're making an error if it comes to that. Do I go with the positive fielder? We're gonna stick with Fred Stanley. I like the E2 each error chance 2 better than the error chance 5. So we're gonna stick with Stanley. I'm not gonna lift Munson. He's only a -1. Healy, actually. This surprised me. I don't remember Fran Healy. But he's a -14. But his range is awful. So is Munson. -14, and they have coming up Fairley, Gilliam, and Johnson to face Ron Guidry. But we're going to keep Munson in the game. I don't think they would take Munson out of the game, so we're going to stick with our starting lineup. Now, Gamble, Piniella is a neutral fielder just like Gamble. All right, we're good. Everything stays the same. White has a weak arm. We already used Otto Velez. We could send... You know what? White will come out. We could send Piniella to left and Gamble. They both have average arms. Gives you a little better chance of throwing someone out at the plate. And the pitcher spot would go into the 7th spot. You know what? We're going to stick with everything. Gamble's done. Oscar Gamble's done. And here comes Ron Guidry. The Gator. 1976 was pitching out of the pen, so here comes Guidry. Tidrow can be the winning pitcher here. He went 1 inning. No runs, and here comes the Gator. Yankees need 3 outs. Again, I chose not to go with Mason at short. He's a positive defender when it comes to range, but he has an error chance of 5 and under, where Stanley's error chance is 2 and under. So I stuck with that instead. Either way, you benefit one way and you go back the other way. And we're going to keep White in left. So here it goes. Here's Ron Guidry. C grade on the road. G at home, so at least it's a good situation for the Gator. Automatic strikeouts, 55 through 60 and 77. If you're a Yankee fan, you want those rolls. Munson has a quick word with the Gator. He will face... Maury Wills is out. He'll face Fairley, Gilliam, and Lou B. Johnson. Remember, Johnson had a home run taken away in the first on the pitching grade, so that's kind of cool. That's why we went with Alexander, who really is the long man out of the pen. All right, here's a pitch from the Gator, lefty-lefty matchup to Ron Fairley. That's a 6. Oh, nuts. That's a 0-2. And that's going to be a double. A leadoff double. A 0-2. Either way, it would have been a 0-2 as we rolled zeros on the red and blue die. So a leadoff double by Fairley as he doubles down the right field line. Piniella finally chases it down, fires it back in. But the tying run stands at second. And how do you do? What a... And just like that, here come the Dodgers. It's Jim Gilliam. And now we're going to bunt the ball. Oh, wow. He only has 63 stolen base. No, 49. Oof. 49. 49. Just under 50-50. Oh, boy. On deck is Lou B. Johnson. Gilliam against lefties reaches 0 through 37. You know what? We'll go with the 37% chance. The Gator rocks and fires to Gilliam. That's a 5. That's a 61. So either way, he wasn't making the bunt. 61. That could be a double play ball. It's hit the short. Runner at first. That's going to be a double play. 6-4 to 3. Stanley to Randolph to Chambliss. The Yankees are 1 out away from taking game 1 against the 65 Dodgers. 6-4 to 3, just what the doctor ordered. The Gator pumps his fist. There are 2 outs. It is 3-2 Yankees. Bottom of the 10th. Ron Guidry looking for a save here. Dick Tidrow would get the win. And it's up to Lou B. Johnson. Johnson reaches against lefties 0 through 28. And let's just take a look at the bench here. We already used our one decent pinch hitter. Does anyone have a little pop against lefties? No. No. So it's Lou B. Johnson. The last hope. 3-2 Yankees. Bottom of the 10th. Base is empty. Guidry looking for the save. The lefty. Rocks and deals to Lou B. Johnson. That's a 5. That's a 68. This ball game is over, folks. 68. Ground ball to Nettles. He's up with it across the diamond to Chambliss. And the 76 Yankees take game 1 from the 65 Dodgers in a thriller from Dodgers Stadium. 3-2. The Fro with the game-winning homer. Oscar Gamble, 1 out, pinch hit homer in the top of the 10th. The Gator gives up a double. Oh, shit, I messed that up. Son of a gun. A double, ground out to short. Oh, rewind! There are 2 outs. 2 outs. Johnson, what the hell did he do? He grounded out to third. 68. Runner would stay at second. So there are 2 outs. My faux pas. That is a 6-3. There is no double play by Gilliam. I got all excited. So that's 6-3. God, that was a great call, too. 6-3. I'm looking up. I'm like, Fairley's at second. That's not a double play ball. Johnson grounds out 5-3. Woo! Oh, boy. Wait, game's not over, Ken. I just foobarred something. 2 outs. Tying run at second. Here comes Wes Parker. Because Fairley doubled. Johnson grounded to short. No double play. He doesn't advance, obviously. So Fairley's at second, 1 out. Then, Gilliam grounded to short. Johnson grounds to third. Again, Fairley would not advance. Ball hit to the left side. Okay? All right. So I messed up. I just caught that. So now it's Wes Parker. Oh, boy. Yankee fans are going to get mad if Parker gets a hit, but we got to do what's right. Here's the pitch to Parker from Guidry. That's a 2. Of course it's a 2. And that's a 26. And that is a walk. So first and second. Tying run at second, winning run at first, and here comes Jimmy Lefevre. I made a mistake. And I think what messed me up was I'm stupid. All right, so that's like that. First and second. And it's Jimmy Lefevre. Switch hitter, he'll bat righty against the left-handed throwing Guidry. Munson goes out to have a word with Guidry. Back behind the plate. The Gators ready. The leg kick and the pitch of Jimmy Lefevre. That's a 1. And that's an 11. Of course it is. An 11. We flip the chart. Watch it go to Fred Chicken Stanley now. That's an 11. So now we have to roll the 2 red die to see where it's hit. And you need a positive fielder here. And there's not Guidry. If it's back at the pitcher, he's positive. That's a 27. The ball goes to second. The ball goes to second. A diving stop by Randolph. The ball game shambles. Randolph is a positive fielder. It's a 27. It goes to the second baseman. And my God, the game is over. Randolph saves the day. That would have scored the tying run. As Fairley was off on contact, Willie Randolph ranging towards center. Backhanded diving stop, pops up, throws to Chambliss. And now the Yankees take game 1, 3-2. Holy poop. We corrected it, and it all came out. Yankees win 3-2. Dyslexia galore in this game. Anyhow, what a ball game. So, Koufax, no decision, 9 innings, 2 runs, 9 strikeouts. Peronowski will take the loss. So he's the losing pitcher out of the pen. He pitched 1 inning, and he gave up the pinch hit homer to Oscar Gamble. He's the losing pitcher. Guidry gets the save. We exhausted the Yankee bullpen. They're going to be Jackson and Lyle will not be available in game 2. Tidrow and Guidry will be. The win goes to Dick Tidrow. Save goes to Guidry. And that's it, folks. Oh my God. Oh God, we had fun. We made some mistakes and we nearly went 2 hours. That was awful. Anyway, hope everyone's doing well. Thank you for watching. Boy, rough day. Anyway, it was fun. Great game. Take care. Bye-bye. God bless. Stay safe. Be smart. We'll get through this coronavirus. Health and happiness. Till next time, you know what's coming. Peace! Yankees take game 1 from the Dodgers on the top of the 10th homer from Oscar Gamble. Pinch hitter, 3-2. Peronowski with the loss. The win for the Yankees out of the bullpen by Dick Tidrow. And the Gator, Ron Guidry, gets a save. Thank you.